That guy just thinks he does what he has to do to get what he believes right. Now, if everybody would just fall in line and do what I say, then everybody's life would be perfect.
He's the one man in TV's fictional town of Springfield that everyone loves to hate. He is Alan Spaulding, the wealthy, scheming businessman on the daytime drama Guiding Light. For the past 15 years, Alan Spaulding has been played by actor Ron Raines, with a hint of malice and a lot of dysfunction.
Well, he's a very complicated guy, and yet he's very simple. He's very simple in the way he thinks. It's very clear to him how the world should be, and all of his family should be, and yet he's so dysfunctional, and that's what the messes he creates because he's so bullheaded about what he thinks.
Ah, Detective Malloy, I was just thinking about you. I was thinking about all that money I pay you every month and was wondering where it all goes to.
Mr. Spaulding.
Of course, that's not a big mystery, is it? It goes to cheap liquor and even cheaper women.
Ron Raines has been recognized for his dastardly deeds as Alan Spaulding, with 3 Emmy nominations and 3 Soap Opera Digest Award nominations for Outstanding Villain.
They can make him bad. He can be bad for a long time, but at some point he has to show his humanity, his heart, that you see, oh, this guy does feel, he just doesn't get it. And that's really what Alan's about. He just doesn't get it.
Alan Spaulding has been paired with many women over the years, but if Ron Raines were writing the scripts, he said he'd pair Alan with a woman more like Alan's sister, Alexandra.
That would really threaten Alexandra, and there would be a nice little tennis match going on there who how to control Alan, because Alexandra sees right through her. And everybody said that it was some kind of sick thing that Alan and Alexandra are like a married couple, and indeed we are. I mean, she doesn't take any of my bad behavior. She calls me on everything, which is what Alan loves and hates.
Everybody wants Alan to be taught a lesson, and who better than Alex? And I feel that somehow she should have a power play in there that says, I'm going to twist it. I've had the right, and I've watched you, and you really screw it up.
A native Texan, Ron Raines says music is the one thing that defines him.
I cannot imagine my life, without music. I don't know what kind of person I would have been if I did not have that dimension in my life. What it does to me, how it fulfills me, how it moves me, how it makes me feel one with the universe.
Isn't it romantic? Music in the night, a dream that can be heard. Isn't it romantic? Moving shadows write the oldest magic word. I hear the breezes playing in the trees above.
Raines is well known to audiences in New York City and around the country as one of America's leading musical theater performers.
I started out in opera, and I'm a big opera buff and go to the opera all the time, but my gift was served better the classic American musical theater, and that's what I have focused on and been successful at.
As a concert performer, Ron Raines has appeared as a soloist with dozens of U.S. symphony orchestras. He has sung for 2 of America's first ladies, Nancy Reagan and Lady Bird Johnson. So what would Ron's fans be surprised to learn about him?
Now, I love to cook, although I'm not really that good. I think I would love to garden. I don't really like big events. I have trouble with those, but I'm getting better at it.
At this season in his life, Ron Raines says he is much more tolerant of whatever comes his way.
Always keep growing. Always be open to learning. Always be curious about knowledge and wanting to know more.
In 20 years, Ron Raines would like to be giving voice lessons to younger singers. Recently, he had this to say about his journey on Guiding Light.
72 years is a feat that will never, ever be reached again by any other show. And I think it's been an incredible honor for me to be a part of the history of this magnificent show.
And as the daytime drama approaches the end of its run on CBS this September, Ron Rain says he's helping the show's younger actors deal with the transition.
I try to encourage them and keep them bucked up and believing in themselves, because this is a wonderful journey and adventure we're on, filled with many twists and turns.
It's a grand night for singing. The moon is flying high, and somewhere a bird who is bound he'll be heard is throwing his heart at the sky. It's a grand night for singing. The stars are bright above. The earth is aglow, and to add to the show, I think I am falling in love. Falling in love.
We all have to say, hey, I'm getting old, but so what? Let's find some fun in it, and let's absolutely re-engage with life. From capezios, little pink capezios, which we wore when we were young, to getting black Chanel high heels when I went to Paris, to coming back and putting on strappy, sexy shoes when I started doing the movies I did, to then going into the black flats that I've been wearing, then going to these pink boots to climb Kilimanjaro.
What I loved about changing shoes was that it addresses some of the issues that our audience is going through. So I think it's great for young people to see it, and I think it would be great for the older people to commiserate.
Tina Sloan is my guiding light. When it comes to aging, when it comes to getting older, she has given me a tremendous amount of insight, guidance, hilarity, connected with my own process of getting older.
Let's take care of ourselves as we age. Let's stay forever frisky, in a life force, in a vitalization of ourselves.